Millz Young here, part of Pick Dawgz. UFC bet with me. We're back, folks, and I'm going to be going over this week's card, headlined by the main event, okay, taking place against Alex Perez, taking on Taira for the main event. Now, look, man, last week, let's talk about the main event. What did you guys think about it, man? Jared Cannonier versus Nasruddin Imavov. A lot of people saying it got stopped short. It did look like it got stopped short, but into that guy's defense, though, the ref, you just can't turn your back and start running in the cage. Jared Cannonier, you can't do that. You can't be running. I'm sorry, folks. I had Jared Cannonier, but it is what it is. You can't win them all. Hey, but you can win some, though, man. Let's talk about it, man. We hit our parlay that we gave out. Hit on Daniel Marcos, man. That was a money spot, minus 120. Hit on Levitia Klein as well, man. Hey, what'd you guys hit on? What'd you guys bet on last week? Let me know in the comments below. I shout you guys out. All right, man, UFC bet with me. Let's go ahead and get it started. I'm going to go over all my best predictions on the fight. Hey, then at the end, I'm going to give you guys a parlay on how to get paid. But if I do that, I need you guys to hit the likes up and hit the comments up and share this to all your friends out there and let them know exactly this is what you guys need to be watching because, hey, we're over out here and we're trying to put some coins in your pocket, all right? And we've been doing that now, back-to-back consistency. Consistency is key. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. All right, the first fight of the night, Mellzai Costa taking on Charlene Nurmagomedov. All right, man. Like the opening odds got Costa minus 195, Nurmagomedov plus 165. I actually like Costa in this spot. Been following this guy for a while. He's came from the LFA fighting scene. He's had a tough line of competition in the UFC. Both these guys had some form of or same opponent, and that was Steve Garcia, and they both got losses to him. When it comes down to it, Nurmagomedov, he is not going to be an easy task. I will give him that. He's going to be a game opponent, especially for a round. I can see him winning a round. But as the fight goes on and extends, I can see Miguel Costa, maybe getting that sub, maybe getting to his back later on in the fight, or even doing enough to win on the scorecards. I like Costa in this spot, in that one to get it done. Second fight on the night, Josephine Knudsen taking on Julia Polastri. All right, man. Both these women kind of young in their career when it comes to the UFC. Knudsen has like one fight, and Polastri's making a UFC debut. Knudsen's a minus 195. Both these girls are talented strikers. I think it's going to be a real good fight. I actually like Knudsen in this spot. I think she might actually be able to do a little bit more. Her striking is top level. And I think if she's able to mix in wrestling now, because she has a striking background, I think she should be an overall better fighter than Polastri in this spot. But Julia, I do say, she's aggressive, man. She comes forward. She's trying to go out there to win, and not go to the scorecards, though. For this fight to be this early on the scorecards, I actually want to watch this one a little bit more so I can study both these fighters. But I like what I've seen from Knudsen. I do like her in this spot, and I do think she gets it done in there on the favorite spot. Next fight taking place, featherweights. All right, Jekka Sergey, 14-3, taking on Weston Wilson. Sergey's the favorite, minus 350. Indian fighter coming from the road to UFC fighting series. That's where, they take these fighters from India, from Japan, from China, and, see if they can make it to the UFC. He was on there, looked decent, looked good. Came in the UFC. I think he did get a loss. Weston Wilson, he's been the guy that everybody kind of feeds their opponent to, so they can get a win off of. I'll be honest, though, man. The betting lines, Sergey should win by first round KO or second round KO. Weston Wilson, though, this could be a sneaky spot for him to finally get that sub out here, man. He's going to be the taller fighter out there, southpaw, 6'1" at 5'8" on there, I actually do think Sergey gets it done. In here, I did do a parlay with a few of the favorites on here. Speak about that a little later on here. But, yeah, if this line keeps going the other way, you got to stay off it. But, yeah, I think Sergey gets it done. First round and second round wins inside the distance. Next fight taking place, man. We got a lot of good women fights on this one. Gabriela Fernandez, 8-3, taking on Kara Judas. Gabriela Fernandez, man, former LFA fighter too. 2 fights in the UFC, coming off of 2 losses though. She's a talented striker out there, She can do some leg kicks. She can attack the body. She likes to counter punch a little bit. Kara Judas, She made a UFC debut on the Dana White Contender Series. Only got a few fights under her belt. Wasn't able to get the win, but she still got that call and got in, man. So Dana White had to see something in her that he likes. I know a lot of people are betting on her this one. You got Fernandez, the minus 155 favorite. I think she opened up at a minus 220. Money's been coming in on the dog. I'm loving that, man. I'm going to be betting on Gabriel Fernandez in this spot. I think this is the spot that she finally gets her UFC win. It's going to be one of those spots to where some people are going to say, well, if you go to the scorecards, I want money on the dog. Not me. I just want to win. So give me Fernandez in that one. I think she gets it done. Next fight taking place. Josh Quinlan taking on Adam Fugit. All right, man. Josh Quinlan is a minus 125 favorite, slight favorite, plus 105 on Fugit. Josh Quinlan, last time out, he got knocked out by Danny Barlow, man. I remember that fight. We had Danny Barlow to win by KO. Guess what he done? Won by KO. Joshua Quinlan before that, who did he fight? Forgot who he fought, man. But he hasn't been having a good run in the UFC, man. He got popped for steroids earlier on, and since then, he just really hasn't showed anything hasn't been able to put his best foot forward. Adam Fugit, though, he has, man. And he's been having a tough path in the UFC. Training over there, I think, at Fight Ready out there in Arizona. I was able to go out to that camp, like a month and a half ago. Man, they got the coaches. They got the training partners. They got it over there. I like Adam Fugit in the dog spot in this one, man, to be honest with you. I actually think, he can do enough on the scorecards. I would say, I think he can do enough on the scorecards. But with that being said, Josh Quinlan, he does throw to knock your head off. So, if Adam Fugit is going out there and trying to strike with Joshua Quinlan all day is going to win that by KO. Adam Fugit, you got to be smart. You got to mix in the takedowns. You got to listen to your coaches, you got to just do everything in there. Be the overall better fighter. Next fight taking place in the flyweight. Nate Maness, 15-3, taking on Jimmy Flick. Nate Maness, man, opened up at minus 400. Now he's all the way up to a minus 5-1 favorite. 500 on the books, folks. Jimmy Flick, last time out, faced Malcolm Gordon. We had to play on Malcolm Gordon. Malcolm Gordon looked excellent in that first round. And then that second round came out, and he just got taken down and got submitted. And, Jimmy Flick won. That's what Jimmy Flick does. His jiu-jitsu and his submission is top tier, but his striking is not there. He sucks. He can't take damage. He doesn't know how to defend as well. The path to his victory is really just to go out there and take it to the ground, see if he can submit you. Nate Maness stepping down in this weight class, second fight now in flyweight. Taller guy out there, clean boxing out there, orthodox striker, coming off a win in his last fight out. Now, in this one, I think Nate Maness should be able to get it done inside the distance. I think he wins round 1 and round 2. But this is a fight to where that dog is live, man. Jimmy Flick is live. And I'll be honest with you, man. I see a lot of people parlaying Nate Maness, this and that. I think I might have did one thing with him earlier on when he was like minus 400 or something. But I didn't really touch him after that, because I actually think out of all the favorites, this dog on this card, Jimmy Flick, he's the most dangerous. All right, man. Take it for what you want. Next fight taking place. This one's a banger. Joshua Van, 10-1, taking on Taira Ulanbekov, 15-2. Man, this fight was supposed to be different opponents. Joshua Van was supposed to be taking on the guy fighting in the main event, Tatsuro Taira. And then opponents got switched out on different fights, and then now Tatsuro Taira's in the main event. Joshua Van, man, he's not getting any easy fights, man. He's been an underdog in all of his fights out, and he's an underdog in this one. Taira Ulanbekov's a minus 225 favorite. Only has 2 losses in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 fights in there. I like him in this spot. Joshua Van usually loses like round 1 and then comes back and finishes opponents. I'm game on Joshua Van, but it's just, I think Taira Ulanbekov, his wrestling is top tier, and Joshua Van struggles with wrestling. So I think Taira is going to be able to put on a game plan of offensive wrestling and chain wrestle takedowns. And Joshua Van might not be able to show everybody why he's that, deadly as he is on the striking. So I think Taira should be able to get it done. Maybe even a 3rd round sub. With that being said, but this is 1-2. I like both these fighters, but if you ask me, yeah, you do got some value on Joshua Van because he's been winning ever since he's been in UFC. And you can't go against him a little bit, but in this one I can because I see one guy whose strength is takedowns. The other guy's weakness is takedowns. So he has bad takedown defense. So how do you think it's going to play out? But the judges aren't, scoring the same for wrestling and takedowns. But the way that these Dagestan fighters, go with the wrestling and takedowns, it's hard not to in here, and he's averaging about what? Let me see. How many takedowns does he get per fight? I think he gets about like what? Three and a half takedowns per fight. So, but let's see though, man. It's going to be a great fight. I like Taira on Beckhoff in that one though, man. Next fight taking place. Garrett Armfield, 10-3, taking on Brady Highstand. Garrett Armfield, minus 195 on the favorite, minus 185 on the books. Wherever you can catch it out. All right, Armfield looked good in his last fight out against Bracketona. Surprised a lot of people out there. It was out in Canada, I want to say. And he won the decision, man. He was able to outstrike him, and mix it in with the takedowns and wrestle him. Brady Highstand, he's been having more fights canceled than, the next man. But he's a wrestler out there. He's going out there pretty much just to wrestle and go with takedowns. I like Garrett Armfield in this spot. I think a minus 190. I think he can win by the striking. I think he could win on the scorecards too. That's two ways. Brady Highstand, even if he's able to get the takedowns, I think Garrett Armfield could reverse him, and outmuscle him too. So yeah, man, give me Garrett Armfield in this spot, man. He's been showing and improving as well. Next fight taking place. Asu Alambayev, 19-2, Kazakhstan fighter, stand up, taking on Jose Johnson, 16-8. All right, man. Jose Johnson stepping down to this weight class, man. Now, this fight, you're going to see a big size disparity. Jose Johnson is 6 feet. Asu is 5'4". Now, listen to this. The betting odds, Asu is a minus 650. The comeback on Jose Johnson, the 6-foot fighter, is plus 425. Some guys might look at this and say, hey, height plays disparity. No, it don't, man. It's all about fighting skills. And this one, Asu, same thing. He's wrestling. That's his pedigree. He's going to go out here and try to submit Jose Johnson. Jose Johnson, he struggles with takedowns. He's been sub, I think, like more than 3 times in his career. So in this one, I can see Asu getting the second or third round submission in here. He's going to be relentless with the takedowns. If it stays on the feet, Jose Johnson could piece him up. Of course he can. Anybody can, man. That's the fight game in here. But Asu did only open up like a minus 400 favorite. Now you see where he's at now in here, though. So don't touch it. Don't touch it. Anything over, 500 and stuff, you don't touch those. All right, next fight taking place. Good one, man. All right, Miles John, 14-2, taking on Douglas Silva and Andrade. Miles John, minus 130 favorite, man. He's been looking good lately in his last couple of fights. And he's a guy that I've always been betting on and backing, man. Silva's Douglas Andrade. He's not slowing down, even though he's getting a little bit older in fights. He's been able to surprise in the underdog spot. Money's been coming in on him, too, as of late. I actually like Miles Johns in here. I got a bet on him. I played him as soon as he played out. But like I said, this is a guy that I always betting back. Let's keep it going. Next fight taking place. Timmy Kawamba, 8-2, taking on Lucas Almeida. Timmy Kawamba, minus 190 on the books. Lucas Almeida, he's been finishing his last couple of fights, okay? That's the storyline. That's what you're going to hear out here. If it comes down to the striking and the feet, he's going to win. But Timothy Kawamba, he's a wrestler that's going to be able to try to mix in the takedowns, and maybe get the ground and pound finish in here. Made his UFC debut, caught up on short days' notice, and, he looked decent in that fight. Now he's bouncing back, and the odds makers are going with him in this one. I like him as well. I played him at a minus 175. Next fight taking place. Co-main event time. 2 more fights to go. But before we do that, I need everybody to smash that like button for me right now. Let me know exactly what you guys are betting on. Hey, because we only got 2 more fights to bet on, 2 more fights to talk about. And let me know so we can go ahead and shout you out next time on the show. Ikram Aliskerov, 15-1, taking on Antonio Tricoli, 12-3. Folks, what more do you want me to say? Ikram Aliskerov opened up a minus 1,000. He's up to a minus 1,500. Prediction on the fight. I like this guy, man. He's been able to finish all of his opponents inside the distance. And he's deadly with both of them. Can finish you on the feet. Can finish you by submissions in there. See what you can, get what you can. I think he finishes him in first round. His opponent was supposed to fight somebody else like a month and a half ago. That fight got canceled. Now he's fighting on this card. His opponent, I want to say, is Mackenzie Dern's fiance or, boyfriend, whatever you want to say like that. Another UFC fighter's, significant other. Haven't heard anything about him. That's all we know about him pretty much. I've seen a little bit of tape on him. You know, striking's decent. You know, he does look to counter a lot in there. But when it comes down to it, Ikram's going to finish him in the first round. All right, main event time, man. This is a good one, man. Taira, Taira, main event, 15-0, taking on Alex Perez. All right, the betting odds got Taira at a -195 now. All right, both these guys are pretty much the same in height. When it comes down to it, though, man, the way that Taira goes for his wrestling and takedowns, you ain't never seen nothing like it from Japan out here, man. He gets on your back, and that's it. His striking is coming along. He's getting good. You know, nice 1-2. You know, his defense is not really there. He keeps his head kind of on the center line still. Alex Perez, he's just stepping up and volunteering to fight. Coming off of a win in his last fight out against Nikolai. And then before that, he was fighting Mikhailov in a close fight to where he wasn't able to get the scorecards go his way. Now, some people are playing him in this dog spot. I'm going to be honest, not me. I like Taira in here. I played him when he was a -170. I played this about a month and a half ago when this opened up. It's a guy that I've been betting on. He's been a big favorite to where you always got to parlay him usually, like a -300, -500 favorite or so. You know, stuff like that. You usually got to parlay him or play him to win inside the distance. Now I'm getting him at pretty much like a good, decent price tag for me to bet straight. -170 on here. I think you should be able to get it done. I'm going to go with the late submission or even an early submission, though, man. That's the difference. He goes out there to finish opponents, not just to fight. All right, man. We went through the whole card, man. Let's go ahead and give you guys the parlay that I like, man. All right, man. So the parlay that I played was bulletproof, but those odds are not available no more for you guys to bet straight. So I'm going to go ahead and give out what, you know, what I think should be something good for you guys. All right, man. Let's go ahead. We're going to go with Jacob. Nah. Give me Taira Olimbekov and give me Taira Olimbekov and who and give me second leg. Ah, man. Should I just do the second leg that I gave her? Well, I'm going to just give you guys a second leg that I bet, man. So it is what it is. And Costa, I bet that. All right. It was like a +125 or +130. Taira Olimbekov and Mikhail Costa. All right. Meet me at the window and let's get paid. MMA locker room here with Pick Dawgz. Let me know in the comments below, man. Hey, how are we going to get this money and who you guys are betting on this week? UFC bet with me.